All right, this is gonna be lesson two currently. So we're gonna dive into some theories, but most of the lessons is gonna be um, about styling. So sa style natin, mga positioning sa mga objects sa website nyo at saka kung saan kung gaano kalaki yung font and stuff like that. So it's basically cascading style sheets is basically called CSS in short. It's the way to style your pages to make it look beautiful and move things around and stuff. So it's the core foundation to make really good websites. Because I guess last time um, it was we just had a plain paragraph and then displayed text and stuff. So today we're gonna start off with a portfolio project, and then I'm gonna run you through how to do styling on specific page and stuff. But first, I would like to tell you the student of the week last week. So it was John Ashley Gime for basically going into an extra mile to create his own basic lesson one. So this is what he created. So he created nice images, some background styles and stuff. So it's good. It's nice that you guys are already researching regarding styling and stuff like that. So yeah. So good job, John Ashley Gimme. All right. So let's dive into the two definitions for now. All right. All right. So what is HTML? So last time you basically already started working with HTML without knowing about it, and some of you may have known already. But HTML means hypertext markup language. So unless you're gonna have exams for you're not really gonna use this term all through your job. It's just a nice to know of what it is. So basically HTML is all this, the one that you created before. This is an HTML markup language. It's the language being used to do this, so it recognizes all these tags. So it's standardized tagging text files to achieve font, graphics, colors, hyperlinks, and World Wide Web pages. Basically, it's a language. It's a markup language that web browsers understand to display your pages. So, parang isang parang universal siya na language na ginagamit ng mga browsers ng Chrome, ng Internet Explorer, ng Firefox, Opera para ma-display ng maganda yung isang page. Like this page right here, it's all HTML just being displayed all together with the markup language you use. So yeah, so if anybody asks, that's what it is. Alright, so basically HTML web development static, the stuff that don't really have like dynamic data from the database or the backend. It's basically all tags and styles. That's basically all there is to it. Like all displays in a single web page in a website is basically just tags and styles to simplify it. So tags are basically like example, the one that you created before. So tags are what composes the whole website. So tags can be both that can have open and close tags. It can have like open-ended tags like these where you don't have a closing tag, but basically it's all tag. Like so the main tag the main tag that you have learned last time was a paragraph tag. So that's all you need to focus on. Like every single object inside is a tag, and then you style it. So I'm gonna just run you through a few tags that are they're like the core tags of HTML web development, and we're gonna dive into like styling. So the first tags, these are like 21 essential tags that you're gonna be using a lot of the time. So I'm gonna run you through this, and I'm also gonna send you the link to it. So basically, the headings tag. So it's H1, H2, H3, and then up to H6. So it looks like this, and then um, basically it's a heading sizing for your page. So if you have like a really big header, you can put it in H1. So the bigger the number, like the H1 small, that's the bigger the text, but the bigger the number, like H6, the smaller the text. But you can also style it on your own. And then paragraphs are basically the P that you learned last time, which is, yeah, basically creating paragraphs line by line with new lines. And then you have links. Link tags are basically links, so you can click them, and then they go to a different URL and stuff like that. And images, this is the tag we're gonna learn deeper today as we add the tags for your portfolio. So we're gonna learn images. So images is basically, yes, so as they are image, like pictures po sila nag-display ng mga ganito, ng mga cute na mga puppies. May mga tag din na for line breaks only. So like the BR is a tag for line breaks. Creating a paragraph also creates a space and a line break, but this is specific for if you want like to break your sentences inside a paragraph and stuff. You can emphasize sentences with bold and strong. So basically bold is, yeah, it's not the bold you're thinking about, but it's bold where like the text is stronger, like this one compared to these normal texts. And then italic and emphasize is basically italic and emphasize. They're pretty self-explanatory. If you don't know, just run to this link. I can put underline, but all these can be achieved by styles as well, which I'm going to run through that. Another important tag would be list. List would be like listing a few things in order or non-ordered. So OL lists objects like this with numbers, and UL unordered list things like these. And then superscript, subscript, yeah, pretty much you can read them through yourselves. Basically these are the main tags that you're going to be using for the rest of the lessons. So I'm not really going to go deep into it. You can read it yourselves when you have time, just to scan through it or as a reference. But today we're going to dive into creating your the first page of your portfolio, which is the home page where you have your picture and all the links. All right. So let's get started with your portfolio. So the first thing you're going to be doing is creating an actual folder for the whole project. So it's good practice to create a folder for each of your projects, especially if there's already a lot of things going on. So so what you do is go to C or any folder you want, create a new folder. We're gonna name it MyPortfolio, and then just open that up, copy the link, and then go to your visual code that we downloaded last time, and I'm not gonna run you through that. And then we're gonna hit File, open folder, and then go to the folder that you just created, my portfolio, and then select folder. And yeah, with that, you already have your my portfolio open. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a few things. First, you create new folder, call it CSS. That's gonna be the folder for our styles. And then you create another folder. Now outside, create another folder. In the same directory, my portfolio. Be careful not to click the CSS so that it won't create it inside. So image for the images, and then you create a new file. It's going to be the same as before, index.html, and then the same that we did before, create like shift apostrophe, and then hit enter, and then it's gonna create you. Yeah, and then we're basically gonna save that, and then go to the folder. So this is gonna be your main structure that you're gonna be creating the project. So if you open that, it's gonna be blank, and that's we will be creating this first page for now. So yeah, so we're gonna tackle it one by one. So basically, first thing, we'll have this main banner right here, and then we have a menu, and then we're not gonna dive into these icons first, but first we're gonna create the menu for all of these, and then we're gonna create this simple content in the middle, and then a button, and then let us change the background image into your images. Alright, so yeah, let's get started with that. So you go back to your index.html that you created. This is going to be the home page, and then alright, so the first thing you're gonna do when you're trying to create a wireframe or designing something is to break it down by parts. So think of it as sections. So you have one section in the header, one section in the whole body, and then a section in the footer. So a useful tag for that is a div. A div is basically a division. So see how many divs are in there. So let's think of it as one div and two divs. So you create one div, and then inside that, so you'll have this banner. So this span tag is basically so yung div gagawa ng division. So pag nilagay mo to, pag na-display siya, may new line, like that. So ang span naman, magpapatuloy siya dito na side. So gawa natin ng yung isa. So gawin natin ng Kelly. Tapos may mga links. So itong mga links, ang tawag dyan is A. So may list na A tag. Tapos yung href is kung saan mo ililink. So basically yung home nakalink siya sa home na index.html. So at sa loob naman ng tag, you're gonna write the text. So it's gonna display the text, and this is gonna be the link it's gonna go to. So that's home. And since we don't have an about, so we're also gonna add these guys, but we don't create the pages for them yet. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let's create 6 6 A tags. So a href. If you don't have a page for it yet, you can put a hash or a sharp in the whole in the href part, so that it would still be clickable, but it won't go anywhere. So that's about 1 2 3 4 5 1. Copy paste that to 3 4 5. About resume, services, portfolio, and contact. So if you save that and go to the folder, if you open it up, then you have something like this. So if you click this home, it goes to home. So it's not styled yet, but you already have the structure for it. See, now all you need to do is basically style it. So here's where styling comes in handy. So style sheets. So you go to the CSS folder, click it, and then create new file. You type in style.css, and then you're gonna have something like this. So before the style gets shown, you need to reference it. So you're gonna reference it inside the head tag. So you go style rel, meaning relationship, style sheets. Oh, sorry, I think it needs to be a link, and then rel, style sheet, and then href. Href, it's going to be the same. You link it to the CSS, and then style.css, and then you close it. So after you have that, all the styles inside the style.css is going to be applied to the whole page. So so if you want to style something in the body, you can add body, and then you just basically text. So the good thing about Visual Studio is it shows you all the styles that you need, and you can experiment with it. So there's font, there's padding, there's margin, there's border. So what we're going to be working a lot with is called padding and margin and text alignment. So basically, if you style a body with a text alignment of center and you save it, and then if you open your HTML, it's gonna center the whole thing. So that's nice. So with that, so let's remove this Kelly for now and focus on the menu that this page has. So the next thing you're gonna do is is basically style the reference, the links, basically the link tags. So the way you do that is you create a class, navigation. So you create this class so that all the styles will be applied to the link class. I have to copy paste that, and then the way you reference a class in style.css is you put a dot before the class and then the class name. So basically all classes that's named navigation will apply the styles inside it. So for example, if you create like a margin or a border, it's gonna create a border if you refresh it. So that looks pretty ugly. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna space it. So as I said, if you press Control that space, it's gonna show you all the styles that you can apply that are available to that specific class. So for now we're gonna margin left, we're gonna apply 10 px. Px is pixels, and then we're also gonna have margin right, also 10 px. We're gonna save that and then refresh, and then yeah, so it's nicely spaced now, so which is nice. So the next thing you're gonna do is basically this centerpiece right here. So you create another div, so it's gonna create this division and then the one in the bottom. So you're gonna add in a new tag, which is h1. H1 is basically a heading tag, which is the biggest of them all. So you're gonna put in your name, Kelly Adams or Alexander Yes. Save that and then refresh your page, and you have that. And then you're gonna add a smaller header, maybe 3. You can experiment with it. The best programmer in the world, universe dollars. So if you refresh that, then you have a subheading. So now you have these contents, and then the next is the button. You're gonna add a P so that it can have a proper spacing. So a button is basically just a link as well. You do, since this has a different styling with this link, you need to put a different class or blank for now. So it's going to be href and then about me. So if you refresh, then yeah, there you go. You have all the details. You have all the details basically you need for the whole content. And then the last part is gonna be you're gonna style the body with a background. So the way to do that is basically in the body itself. You can add a style called background image and then URL. So it's gonna be image slash image, and since we don't have an image yet, let's so go back to your folder. Since we don't have an image, put in the MyPortfolio and IMG folder, put in the image that you want. Like, so in my case, I downloaded the same background for the sample task. Also, now if I go back to code and expand image, there's now a hero dash background.bg JPEG. So I'm gonna reference to that and then save, and then after I refresh, there's no background. Let me check if the link is correct. Alright, let's try to find out why that's not working. Alright, so you can't find hero.pg. Alright, so the reason why that is failing, so it's a good tip. So since this CSS is located inside the CSS folders, you need to navigate outside it by pressing that we're writing // so meaning // meaning it goes outside to CSS, and then you go to /image and background, and then hopefully with that you'll be referencing the correct file, right? And yeah, so now you almost have the exact same structure as the portfolio page. So I'm gonna leave it right here for you to play around, because that's already a few information that you're that you have, and I'm not gonna drown you with all the information. So I'm just gonna leave you with a few assignments for this week. So basically, what you need to do is one. You need to style these the navigation. Style the navigation with correct font and size and font size. 2, move the heading and middle, the heading and the rest of the text and button in the middle by using margin top style. And then what else? So customize the background for your own image. Let's see how big. You need to save it with the same, or have an image that has the same dimension, 1920 by 1173, if you can. If not, then that's fine. And then the fourth task that you're gonna do is create a new page on the MyPortfolio folder called aboutme.html, and then link about navigation and about me. So this is a lot to do, but it's gonna allow you to basically explore on styling, explore on moving things around and styling stuff. So yeah, so next week. All right, so when you're done with your assignment for the week, you go to the shared drive that I shared to you, or I'm gonna link it to this video. To basically, you go to the Google Drive, and then right click, new folder, you write your name, and then inside that folder you create another folder called MyPortfolio. So this basically will be, this MyPortfolio is gonna be the place for all the files and updating of the current work that we have, until we finish the whole portfolio project. So that's gonna be the final folder that you're gonna have once we finish the whole thing. Your portfolio, you customize your portfolio, your links and stuff like that. So yep, good luck, and I guess I'll see you next week.